Hello, friends of Pirate Chain, friends of Komodo platform. That's right, it's time. It's time for another price charts video. Let's take a look at some price charts, Komodo platform, Pirate Chain, and Bitcoin. We'll get through it here real quick and I'll be back around on the next one. So thanks for watching all the way through. I hope that is informative, educational, and entertaining, whatever it is that you need from this time. I'm A. Giuliano, yeah. It's the 29th of September. We'll do a little time analysis with the Komodo price chart. We will take a look first though. Whoops. We will take a look first here. Let me share the screen. We've got this Bitcoin price chart and basically still within this channeling. I mean, we've got the zigzag, looks complete. Higher low currently. Where is it going next? This is a daily price chart. Candle looks good, but we're only 10:15 in the morning UTC. What else to say? 10:17 if you want to be like that. So now we're pushing up against this price level right here. Okay, the July 31st price level, end of July here. Okay, that's where we're pushing today. That's interesting correlation. Okay, so end of July price. This it's not really what we're looking for, is a rejection here, but I mean, when I look at this place here, I look at this uptrending line, I see the channel down, I see this potential. What I'm really seeing here is the potential to challenge this cloud again, challenge this 44,000 again. But first, it might need to make a low. It might even need to match a low like this. And when we look at this low here, where the cursor is, you see that that dotted arrow across is about here. It matches nicely with this crossing of a, this long uptrended line, and the down sloping edge of the channel here. I know you're probably thinking the words before I'm saying them, but maybe you're listening in 1.5 or 1.75x speed, so that doesn't take as long for it to come to fruition. Speaking of come to fruition, don't really have much else to say on the daily. We've got to wait for the whole day to pass out to see where that goes. But if we take a look a little bit more locally on the 4-hour time frame, we are in a bit of a sideways range right now. But so we've got this action right here. Okay. Now the thing is, we are in a sideways range between these two, dotted line levels, roughly. Okay, and we're making overall a lower high than this high. That's significant, but currently the low is good. It's not lower than this low. So let's see where this goes. Critical area here for supporting. Okay, that's that price again at the end of July. That's what it looked like on the 4-hour time frame. All right. So currently the price here is actually looking to hold on the 4-hour level, is looking to hold this level here. Okay, that's the significance there where we're at. All right, so that's the today. That's the Wednesday. No divergence is playing out. It's just where it is right now. All right. That's the BTC look. I'm gonna take a look. Oh, KMD down to the 2000. KMD's just shopping around 2000, 2100, 2000, 2100. High 80s, low 90s cents. High 80 cents, low 90 cents. Now it's showing that we are breaking down. Okay, what is this happening here? I said mention time analysis. That's what you're seeing here. This is a 4-hour price chart. We had previously measured some time. I'm going to get these out of here just so that we can see how is the thinking. What are we looking at here? I used just the time for the different sections, the down section, the up section, and now looking for a down section. Because previously on the daily chart, it looked like, you know, September 28th was the date, but it's a possibly a rough date, you know, not exact. It was just based on some speculation. And so it's looking like October 2 is on the 4-hour time scale where this could potentially end. However, the concern here is that that might lead to further dumping. That's the only concern, but the hope is that it will lead to the cross of this uptrending, this downtrending, you know, yellow line here, cream line. And at least that will be a first step. At least that will be a first step. It's interesting, August 2 is at this price level, August 2, August 3 is roughly a time frame for breaking down these levels here, this downtrending level. But we're fighting below this important support resistance. But again, this is the 4-hour chart, so price will show differently. The levels will be differently. These are closing prices, you know, all that type of stuff matters. Okay. However, we still, and we can't even pull divergence here. You know, we've got the RSI making a higher move, but the price just is like almost level. It's a little bit higher. It doesn't want to didn't close below. And you know what, that could be fine. This actually could be good, where it's getting like a type of a doubling of the bottom. Looks like a W, and we're off to the next higher level. And we've got we've got some room here to potentially break through the cloud here, but are we going that high that fast? Well, we'd have to if we want to really start challenging this uptrending channel again. Currently, we're, like I said, below that support resistance line around the 2100. And we've broken out of like this major channeling, trend lining, that kind of stuff. The next thing to look for is what happens from this downtrending resistance, because it looks like we can get out of this channel here. That is a 4-hour. On the 4-hour, the channel is not the same strength. Channel is not the same. This channel is from a channel is from a daily level, and on that level, we are looking like we're ready to break out of it. But hey, at any point, dump down could happen, and we stay within it. And on a daily, the reason I say that is the closing low is lower than the 2 previous lows. So not fun, but you know, if we go back to the candles, it's not lower, and because we have the price action, intraday price action with the wicks here. So anyway, we could look at the 4-hour to look at that more closely. So yeah, anyway, that's the idea. So KMD, you know, where are we in this? So we've had, it did the time analysis where, whoops, where we looked across here and here, and it came to about September 28th. Well, that was yesterday's date. We're September 29th. I'm Giuliano. Thanks for watching this video. And I'm going to say here, when we look at the 4-hour time frame, if we zoom in, so we took the bigger move. If we zoom in, if you look at the fractal, I know this is higher than this, okay? But the basic shape and idea is the same. High, low, scoop up, high, and then lower low. Here, it's slightly different. But in terms of timing and time frame, I feel like, you know, this could be relevant. You never know. High, scoop lower, high, and lower low. Okay, then this low. Yeah, I'm not looking at the move up. I'm looking from the high. We're looking at just the correction I use the term correction loosely. Correction is relative to the move up. Okay, it's relative to just our upside bias. That's why I use the word correction. And also I use the word correction technically because collectively this is not an impulse pattern. It's a correction, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. So that's my main reason for calling it a correction, is the shape. Okay, now, so if we look at it as a correction, potentially we see some form of ABC, which is like a common corrective geometry or pattern. And so what is it going to be? Flat? It looks like it. And so this is good. This could have completed, and it could just be winding itself out, and officially completing. So ABC is the kind of idea, the kind of shape. Okay, where does it go? Look, we might be dumping down further. That's fine. Let's just do our retracements. So we're going to retrace the B wave. We're going to trace the A wave, sorry, with the B wave, and it's nearly 1-to-1. Now let's retrace the third C wave. It is sharper than the A wave, which that could spell a continued down movement. All right, I'm not surprised if we dump a couple more times here. It's a Wednesday. There's a lot of week left as well. So those two reasons, Wednesday and a lot of week left as well, could be reasons for dumping these days and any day. But this looks half decent, So this time analysis really, remember, there's a 4-hour price chart. So a whole bunch of bars is just a day. 6 bars is a day. So let's do this. I'm not convinced that my technical analysis is technically correct. Okay, so none of this financial advice. We got 17 bars here. It's just something that we can look at and observe and follow and see if it comes to fruition in what sense, roughly. I don't know if I'm going to be exact with any of these things. So we have 12 bars here. So it's about 17 and 12. There are many ways to look at it. It can be in terms of time. 17, we'll do it like this. 17 could be a 1 unit, and then a 12 is a roughly 61.8% of that unit. And then if we want to say it's going to be 1-to-1, then we'd get about here, which is the 30th of September, roughly. So where is this going? Just want to. Okay, so then that's one idea, right? You're roughly around September 30th with this Fibonacci time extension. If you're going 1-to-1 with this, if you're going 1-6-1-8, you're closer to October 1st. Okay, that's why I like the October 1st. If this C wave needs to be longer in time than the A wave, and if it, this might be sharper. But then if it continues playing out more laterally, then you might argue that it becomes similarly angled. But who cares? Right now, I'm not too worried about the angulations. And so that brings us to about the October 1st. If you're going 2-to-1, it's October 2nd. So I get the sense that October 2nd and October 1st, beginning of October here, has its merit. So does October 5th, but this is KMD BTC. So things can go in one direction and then in the other direction and not make sense unless you're really correlating with Bitcoin USD price as well. Okay, now next to look at would just be, again, here, if we take if we do the A plus the B to get the C, we would need 29 bars, which leaves us roughly around 2nd of October. Does you see how that works? So yeah, so just some time analysis on the KMD. I know that it was the 28th of September in the bigger time frame correction. It's not time frame, sorry, the bigger structure of correction right here. Okay. But when we do the smaller one here, it it plays out to about the 30th, 1st, or 2nd of October, that type of time frame, which is, hey, right around the corner. Let's see what's going to happen. We're either going to continue breaking down, or we're going to find this support here at this critical level, at this critical time in this corrective movement here. I call this corrective movement. You know, people might argue that it starts here on 6th of September. So anyway, that is what it is, right? Just because this never broke really significantly here, and it just, this whole thing is too flat and sidewaysy and weak with its peaks and troughs. Big peaks, big troughs, choppiness, sideways. We're, you know, following this big channeling movement anyway, and then we were following this small channeling movement. It's just a bit, you know, it looks correctly. Okay, so that's that. I'm beating that one. Too much talk, too much talk. Let's move on. So that's the KMD time analysis. Price analysis wise, you see that we're below this this level that we're fighting to stay above and make at least a higher low here on the shorter time, on the shorter locality here. We're already making lower low than the previous low. Now we need to strive for a higher high than the previous high, and that will be, that's the next best thing. But who knows what that'll look like at you know, at this point. But we're looking for that 3,000 Satoshis level still. 2,800 is the one we've carved out, but 3,000 is our target for the new turn. The new turn to the upside. Okay, well, maybe maybe not. Maybe that would be the new downturn. You get there, you are at the upside, and then you downturn. Anyway, when that time comes, we'll be having some fun on the way up. All right, unless, you know, like KMD, it goes up and comes down before you even blink your eyes. All right, while you blink your eyes. Sorry. All right, there you go. That's why we have levels, right? That's what levels are for if you're trying to get in and out. And if you're just like me, observing and enjoying, then I hope you're doing well with all of it. You know, not too stressful for you, and you're able to rest, sleep, and all that stuff. Okay, you're staying hydrated, exercising, and staying healthy and fit physically, mentally, spiritually. You know, whatever you are working on. So, wow, Pirate Chain back in that channel. Hey, that's not horrible, but geez, this up and down, like talk about up and down. Pirate Chain on the 4-hour price chart, big green, big red. Is that because of you know, not as much liquidity and somebody's buying up on the book, and then nobody else buys, so then the price goes back to where the bots were playing? That's my guess. And that's good. Then look at that volume. Someone's coming in, makes some purchase. People are supporting the price here. They're trying to buy it up. Hit this 5,000 Satoshi level. We'll be looking back at this, and I think it'll be quite the interesting scenario. Now, here's the deal. Either this is a spring, or we still need to reject and go further for our spring and then take off to something else. Because I think we are, like we carved out before, in that accumulation, which also follows to that level, right? And this is on the 4-hour price chart. On the daily, those are more like wicks and a bit of body. So I just want to recognize that, yeah, we are in a accumulation now. It's more clear now that we've come back to these price levels here, this 5,000 Satoshi level, this support resistance area. Yeah, it looks good. It looks flat, accumulatory. That's what you want before the next pump up. Yes. So Pirate Chain, get ready for setting sail at some point. Don't know when that's going to be. Sometimes, you know, these things take a long time. Let's do a bit of time analysis here. Let's just imagine the down part takes, let's say 75, 77 bars. Okay, that's days. So let's see if here we'll use again our fib extension. So we're going to take it from here and say, well, this is the same amount of length between here, 10th July, and here, 25th September is the same amount of length. Here's the 2618 around 11th of November, and double the time would be sorry, this is not the fib extension, that's why. So this is actually just 68%, 61.8%. This is double, okay? So like this is the, sorry, not double, but it's double the whole thing. So it's the same length. To this two is the same length. I think I said that anyway. I will just go to the extension tool. It's going to show similarly, okay? Because that's what we wanted, but now it's going to show you, now it's going to say 618 instead of 1618. And here's that, so it's double. So this is the same length between here and here is the same length as between here and here. So here's your 1618 around the 11th of November. And if you want to double, so if you want the accumulation to be twice as much time as the what do you call this, down movement. Sorry, my vocabulary, brain fry. So yeah, that's the idea. All right, so we are within that range at any point now. We've gone the same amount of time here. This is 1382 around 23rd October, 1618 around the 12th of November, and double that time around the 11th of December. So those are some thoughts, some ideas, some time frames to consider. The price still needs to, well, it's on the lower end, but it could still have to go, it might have to dump lower than these levels here. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it can spring from here and then kind of, look, here's the thing. I just want to, the last thing I'm going to do is throw in this trend line here. This is the CoinEx chart, by the way. So this is the trend line we want to break out of. I think that's the signal here. This is where we'll have a much, this is where we'll know that we're out of the accumulatory phase. So when we do that, like that's my opinion, because we got this downtrending resistance here, and I feel like once the price breaks over that, that's your signal that you've completed. See, we've already broken out of this long downtrending one now because we broke up, but now we've found our new downtrending line as we accumulate when we break above it. So that could be something to consider with our time analysis. We'll bring back that time analysis again, roughly. Where did, oops, no, that's not what we wanted. Sorry, friends. You know, I hope you send any feedback there into that comment section. Appreciate all of you watching and hope this is doing well for you. So yeah, so we take it here. We say it's about this much, and then we say, where's that going to be? Where are we going to break this line? So there you go. Like if we were to just be really narrow here and not, you know, not, I don't want to call it impulse, not jump over this downtrending line with any type of exuberance, then we would meet it around the double amount of time frame, which is around 10th of December. Otherwise, 1618 is around 12th of November. So it all fits. I think though, by the 1382, we should have, like by October, we should know if we're going to have the strength to be pushing up. I'm hoping that that's what happens, whether it's down first or not, and we just getting ready to get above that. Whoops, I don't think we might not make it this high. We might be rejected here first at the resistance line here that we've got around the 7,000 Satoshis level. Okay, so, or even by the channel, but the channel's a little close to this line. We would want at least, especially if we're breaking it around here, we want to get to this 7,000 level and preferably 7,500 level, which matches with a bit more of that price action. And then we could, you know, fulfill the rest of the accumulation phase, and then we'd be, but at higher levels, and then we'd be off, you know, making our, if you want to use the Wyckoff, we can look at that as well and just kind of label it and name it and look at the different phases. Okay, so, but during the phase that we're in, it's not out of the question that downside is possible further, and that this is a redistribution and not accumulation, that this is a redistribution. But for all intents and purposes and biases, we are in a reaccumulation phase here. All right, an accumulation phase in the middle of a bigger move up. All righty, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will be back for the next one. Love, peace, and happiness to you all.